Howdy folks, Moose here. Well, CS6 is out at shipping and I just couldn't wait to get some information out there to you because I think CS6 rocks. Statistically, it has 62% more features than CS5. That's a lot of information, that's a lot of features, and it's going to take a lot of time to get them all out to you. And I don't think I can get them all to you, but I want to just start with some basics, and that is right now how to set it up. Because the first thing you're probably going to notice that my workspace you see here is not what you see when you first launch Photoshop. For example, over here on the side, there's a few things missing. These are these palettes over here. So for example, one thing you probably saw when you first got here is one of my favorites. It's called channels. Okay? Channels. And you probably saw it nested over here in one of these boxes like that. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I don't use channels. And I don't even see it there. So all you have to do is simply drag it out, see that X, and click on it. Boink, it's gone. It's that simple. You'll see a bunch of things. You'll probably see another one of my favorite, swatches. Now, I don't use swatches. You probably saw it up here, up like this, above everything else. I don't use those things. So again, all you got to do is just grab that tab, drag it out, click on the X, and it's gone. So I do like to customize my workspace. I think it's important. Layers are very important. You'll see that I'll have that all the time. Now, when I have an image over there, to have the big thumbnail, just right-click in here and click on Large Thumbnail. Real simple. Now, I'm going to go down to Edit, Preferences, and I'm going to get right to the some of the heart of the new stuff here I want to talk about. First and foremost, you'll see the default is by Cubic Automatic. That really rocks. I like that. All right. Next, let's talk about things like we've got, I like to check Zoom Resizes Window. That way when you hit Control or Command plus and minus, the image and the windows resize automatically. That's a real cool one I like to do. Now let's keep on moving on through here. Up here you have something new, your color themes. Okay. This one here, right there. There's CS5, CS6, and I kind of like that one there. Now, I'm not so worried about my eye being tricked. They've done some work, and I think it really is worthwhile to have that. So I like that one right there. It just gives you the dark edges, and it just looks kind of cool. I like cool when I'm working. Now, a biggie, a real biggie that I think is really, really sweet that they've added is the Auto Collapse Iconic Panels. I checked that. By default, it is unchecked. What does that do? When you have any of these panels open and you sit there and you don't have to click on them to close them anymore. Just click anywhere like you're working and boom, they close. I think that's very sweet. File handling, okay? Now, here's a couple of things I like to do. I leave most of the things to the default, but I do change this right here, maximize PSD. I put that to never. I'm not sending it out to people who are going to need that. I'm not going to use it, so I have it set to never. It's just one last box to answer. Now, performance. I'm going to recommend that this number right here, ideal range, okay? I always sit there and pop it in there. They've done a lot of work to make sure this is working and maximizing to your notebook or your desktop, so I like to use that number. Scratch disk, I have I'm on my notebook right now. It has 2 internal drives, so the scratch disk is set to the second one. I do change my history states. I crank it up to 100. Cache level, I always keep going back and forth. I always kind of raise it up. I've got the space. Same with the cache tile size. I'm going to go with the biggest number. And then you make sure my using graphic processor is checked. They go out and check the system, make sure it all works. That's just very cool. For cursors, I'm going to use precise. So that's the basic for that. Next thing I'm going to encourage you to go down to your color settings. And I'm going to highly recommend that you sit there and take your RGB and set the default to Pro Photo RGB. And the rest of the things you don't have to check anymore because they've already got it as the default. And click OK and save that. That's kind of your basics. Now, some of the things like Mini Bridge, I use Mini Bridge a lot, okay, to get it there, just so you understand, because it's not there by default. You're going to come over here to Windows, okay, Extension, Mini Bridge, and there it is. And then you collapse it all down to a little button. And you might have to sit there, you might be like this when you first open it up. just take your cursor, hover it over the side. You'll see the arrow. Drag it all the way down. Grab the little bar on the top, and I'll just drag it up, and I'm going to stick it right up there, and there's Mini Bridge. So that's kind of the basics for setting up CS6. Now, here's one of the cool things about CS6. If you have CS5 already loaded in your machine, the first time you launch CS6, after you put in your Adobe ID, it's going to sit there and say, do you want me to migrate over your presets from CS5? It does a pretty darn job good at that. I mean, I really like that. Now, if one thing like it won't do is it won't bring over like your tool presets for your crop tool. So I would highly recommend that you save all those things in an external folder. Your actions, for example, okay, it won't save your actions. Your actions will be ones that you'll have to sit there and you'll have to populate yourself, alrighty? So save your actions from CS5, save your tool presets, put them in an external folder, and you might even save, you don't have to because they will be there, okay? Nope, not that one. Your menus, I clicked the wrong one. Save your menus out so it automatically will load up for you, and away you go. And if you happen to have a workspace, like you can see I have one here, I happen to save that out and we'll migrate that over. So some of the stuff that you used to have to always do yourself and remember, CS5 and CS6, they talk to each other and do it for you. So those are some of the basics, get you up and going. So stay tuned, I have some more for you, but go out and check it out. And, oh yeah, by the way, CS6 Extended, okay, you only need to get CS6 Extended if you're doing 3D. If you want to do video, that's included now in just plain old CS6. Hey, go out and have fun. Talk to you later.